The smart way to prepare for a 2026 home move and what most buyers are getting wrong. Hi, I'm David Hittle, your real estate specialist doing business as Shop Kentucky Homes LLC with United Real Estate Louisville. And if you are thinking about buying a home in 2026, but you're not sure when to start or what getting ready actually means, stay with me because most buyers misunderstand this part. Preparing early doesn't mean rushing. It means putting yourself in a position where you can move confidently when the right opportunity shows up. So why more buyers are starting to plan ahead? Well, over the past year, national housing data has started to show a shift in buyer mindset. According to consumer housing surveys from major financial research groups, more Americans now say they expect to buy a home within the next year compared to previous periods. Now, that doesn't mean the market is about to turn into a frenzy, but what it does mean is buyers are adjusting and planning instead of waiting on the sidelines indefinitely. And that distinction matters because the buyers who plan early almost always feel less stressed and make better decisions when it is time to act. This shift is about confidence and not perfect conditions. So what's driving this change? It isn't a sudden drop in rates or prices. It's buyers realizing that waiting for perfect conditions doesn't actually prepare them. Preparation comes from understanding their numbers, understanding their goals, and understanding their flexibility, not from guessing what the market will do next. And that mind shift is subtle but powerful. So what does preparing actually mean? Well, preparation doesn't mean locking yourself into anything. It means understanding what you're comfortable paying each month, knowing how long you plan to stay in a home, clarifying what matters most to you and what doesn't, building familiarity with the process before your emotions get involved, and buyers who do this early do not panic when they see a good home. They recognize it. So getting clarity on financing without committing to anything. One of the smartest and early steps buyers can take is having an initial conversation with a lender. Not to commit to anything, not to rush the process, but to understand how financing would look if they chose to move forward. National lending guidelines show that pre-approvals are time limited, which means timing matters. But early conversations still help buyers understand realistic payment ranges, loan options, and what changes could improve their affordability. And that clarity removes a huge amount of uncertainty later. So why does comfort matter more than maximum approval? Well, that's because there's a difference between what a lender says you can afford and what actually fits your life. Buyers who feel good about their purchase long term are usually the ones who leave room for savings, avoid stretching their lifestyles, and build flexibility into their monthly budget. And that breathing room matters far more than hitting the top of an approval range. So let's define what you actually want, not just what looks good. Another key part of preparation is knowing your priorities, not a vague wish list, but real clarity. Buyers who take the time to understand their non-negotiables, their nice-to-haves, and their deal breakers tend to move forward with far less regret. They are not chasing perfection. They are making aligned decisions, and that is a huge advantage when inventory or competition shifts. So why does the team matter early? So you don't need to hire anyone immediately, but knowing who you can trust does matter. A knowledgeable real estate professional and a reliable local lender can help you understand local pricing behavior, identify real opportunities versus noise, avoid emotional decisions, and structure offers that make sense. Preparation isn't about pressure. It's about having the right information at the right time. So what does this look like in the Louisville area market? Well, here in the Louisville area market, buyer behavior has become a lot more intentional. We're seeing buyers take more time to evaluate homes. They are comparing options instead of rushing into the first one. They are asking smarter questions. They are making decisions based on long-term fit, and inventory levels have improved compared to the tightest periods, which is making buyer activity more steady rather than chaotic. That creates an environment where prepared buyers have an advantage. It isn't about speed, it's about strategy. So how can you prepare without rushing? Well, if buying in 2026 is on your radar, early or late, preparation can be gradual. That might look something like reviewing your credit and making improvements where possible, automating savings towards future costs, learning how payments change across price ranges, and getting comfortable talking through scenarios before those scenarios become urgent. None of that locks you in. It simply puts you in control. If this perspective is helpful and you want calm, no hype guidance on the Louisville housing market, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to this channel, because I share content like this regularly to help buyers like you prepare thoughtfully and not emotionally. So why does early preparation always win? Well, buyers who prepare early do not scramble. They don't worry or chase the headlines. They don't panic when competition shows up. And they don't feel rushed into decisions they don't understand. Instead, they move with clarity, and that confidence shows up in every step of the process. So if you are thinking about buying a home in 2026 and you want clear local insight as you prepare, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. And if there's a question you want me to break down next, leave it in the comments below. I use those to shape my future videos. Buying a home is not about timing the market perfectly. It is about preparing yourself so that when the time is right, you are ready, you are confident, you are informed, and you are in control.